Welcome back, everyone, to another one of our video casts here on YouTube. I'm RangeMaster Rob Allen from the RangeMaster Shoulder Therapy Tools Company. And as you know, if you've been following us, we're doing interviews here during the off and on again of the pandemic with people that are doing interesting things in the physical medicine space. And today we're lucky enough to have physical therapist Doug Schrift coming to us. He's from Phoenix, Arizona, and he's got an interesting concept called Eldergym that he's going to be telling us about. But before we get into the mechanics of Eldergym, it's always interesting to hear the journey that brings people to this place. So welcome, Doug. I wonder if you'd start out by telling us your hometown and where you went to college and how you find yourself in Phoenix.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for inviting me on your channel here. It's really great to be with you. I started Eldergym. We can start with that quickly. When I turned 50. When I turned 50, my wife and I said, well, you're a physical therapist. I have some geriatric training in physical therapy. So my idea was to actually open up a kind of a personal fitness studio for seniors. And this was in 2006. So, but at the time, we looked around and certainly by 2008, things weren't looking good for real estate and renting. So we kind of put that on the back burner, but I had a website, eldergym.com. So I kind of focused on that instead of doing a real brick and mortars building. I did the internet. And so I've been on the internet since 2006 with Eldergym. And it's been mostly YouTube and my website, which was informative, and I gave a lot of articles. And then 3 years ago, in 2018, I started something pretty new, which is like a virtual gym. So I started Eldergym Academy, and I now have over 200 members from around the world in Eldergym Academy. And that is it's a membership site. So I have eldergym.com, and then I have my Eldergym Academy, where we have a wonderful community from around the world. I have probably 600 exercise videos up there now. We have instructional videos. I have 4 instructors on there. We have a Tai Chi instructor. We have a kind of a silver sneakers dance instructor. We have a yoga instructor and me. So we're having a lot of fun, but that's only part-time. I actually am a full-time acute care physical therapist. So that's kind of my nights and weekend job is the Eldergym Academy. But I actually work full-time during the day at a large hospital here in Phoenix as an acute care therapist. So I see post-op knees, I see strokes. We have a heart building. I work with post-op hearts and things like that. So most of my time is actually being a physical therapist, and nights and weekends I use for Eldergym Academy. So pretty busy all the time.
Ah, I see that. Well, how'd you get started in PT?
It's actually a second career. I started this in my 30s. Initially, I worked in a gym, personal training, taught classes. And then my wife says, Doug, you got to do something more than just working in a gym. So I went and got my master's. I had an undergraduate degree already in kinesiology. So I just went back to school, got my master's in physical therapy. And I specialized in hands for a while. I was a certified hand therapist. And then 10 years ago, I got my advanced certification in geriatrics from physical therapy.
Where did you do your undergraduate work?
I did that in California at Sonoma State University. And then I got my master's at downtown at the San Francisco State.
Are you originally from California? Where were you born and raised?
Yeah, New Jersey.
Well, there's got to be a story there.
Yeah, New Jersey. That's crazy. Yeah, and then I lived in Boston for about 10 years, and then married my wife, and she said, I want to go to California. So we moved to California, lived there for, I think, 22 years. And then we've been here about 10 years. So I'm pretty old.
Well, you look pretty good. If you call that old, I'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm in pretty good shape. And it's good to stay in shape as you get older. And that's my philosophy, is to stay active and stay strong.
Sound like you got a good partner there. Does your wife work outside the home, or is she involved in these businesses with you?
No, she's got her own. She has her own job. She's was sent home during the pandemic, so she's working from home. So she works upstairs. I work downstairs. During my days off, I work here in the office here, doing my Eldergym Academy, and otherwise, I ride my bike to the hospital and do the hospital. So yeah, pretty busy.
Tell us a little bit about acute care during the pandemic in Phoenix. I mean, I'm sure you have a large retirement community, so you got a fairly vulnerable population there. And we're talking today on Monday, August the 23rd. Of course, here in Spokane, we're seeing a second surge with the Delta variant, and our governor has reinstituted indoor mask requirements as of today. And so kind of take us through what happened in your hospital career, as well as what happened with Eldergym during the pandemic.
Well, in the hospital, it was fairly surreal when it first happened. The hospital locked down, after a week or two of decision making, when we realized that we're having more and more coronavirus patients coming into the hospital. So we just really locked down, plastic everywhere. We're all wearing our shields and our masks. Closed the cafeteria, no guests, no visitors, just closed it all down. And then it really built up quite a bit. And then it let up somewhat last fall, then it started up again last fall, as you recall. And then we hit probably our max around January 14th. And then it started coming down again. To a low of this June, we had kind of maybe 12 corona patients in the hospital in relation to over 200 in January. So it's been very tough. It's been very tough on, hospital workers. If you know any nurses or doctors or acute care therapists, just thank them for the work, because we had to go to work every day, and sometimes I'm in 30 corona rooms, wearing my mask and everything, but on a daily basis, I could go into 20 rooms with the virus, and it's kind of crazy. And I'm not a youngster, so
Yeah.
thank goodness when the vaccine came out, I felt a lot better.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And are you having another surge now, like we are up here?
Yeah, we went down to about 12 in June 14th. We went down to about 12. Now we're back up to about 60. At one point, we had corona on pretty much every floor, and we have a lot of floors in the hospital, seven floors. Now we only have, I think, 3 floors of corona. So it went down to like a partial floor where just the back section was corona, but now we filled up one, opened up another floor for corona, and now we're opening up a third for corona. So it's a very catchy virus.
Yeah.
And,
How about
you really need to wear an N95, instead of just a regular surgical mask. I would wear an N95 if you're at all worried about catching the virus, because they do a pretty good job. An N95 kept me safe for a whole year.
That's a good report. And what about elective surgeries in your hospital now?
Yeah, initially they canceled all elective surgeries just because we had so many patients in the hospital. We didn't have any room for any additional patients. We opened it back up again in the summer, and now we're kind of tamping down on the electives again as, our things get, a little bit more full again. So I think we still have them, but not as many, because we need to have some room for our corona patients.
Yeah. Well, I'm anxious to talk to you about Eldergym. What a fascinating concept, and to hear that you went through a minor pivot there to decide not to go brick and mortar, but to then move on to a virtual Eldergym. Do you have classes at a particular time of day and on a particular sequence? And kind of how does that work?
Yeah, there's only one live event once a week. I have a live show, usually Wednesday, and I'll have a guest. I'll have information. We'll have a nutritionist on, and then I welcome the new members, and I'll do highlights of people's what we call their quick wins. I'll highlight members that have had some successes. So it's just and it's live, and I stream it right into Eldergym. So it's kind of fun. So
Yeah.
Everybody can catch up, and Audrey and I will be on there. So we have a show once a week, but everything is recorded. I record about, I'm actually recording some more today, but we have 4 instructors. So we have Tai Chi, we have yoga, we have dance, and then I'm more of a strengthening and balance instructor. And I do Indian clubs, I do kettlebells, things like that. And all the videos are 30 minutes. So I record them right here. I'm in my studio right here. So I record them in my studio. And then I post them up. I have it's a kind of a class format website where you can go to a course and all the classes are underneath it. So it's very well organized, very simple. I try to keep everything simple for the seniors.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have over 600 exercise and educational videos on there now in 3 years. So I pump out a lot of videos. I've got the videos down. I can make a video pretty quickly and get it up there.
Well, let's pause for a second. If somebody wants to go there, give yourself a plug. Where should they go?
Yeah, they can go to eldergym.com and just look around, and there's a link for the Academy at the top. Just click Academy and off you go. And the first week is free. So you can actually just sign up and do everything and be a complete member for a week if you want. So there's no downside. So anybody from around the world can sign up for a week for free and just check out absolutely everything. There's nothing hidden.
Now, is the subscription for a month at a time, a year at a time? How do you do the subscription?
Yeah, we have 3 subscription levels. You can do monthly, which is $20. You can do quarterly, which is $45, or you can do a year, which is $120. So it's $20, $15, or $10. So if you go by the year, which a lot of our seniors do, it's only $10 a month. So it's quite reasonable for seniors.
All right. I'm reluctant to ask it, but I'll ask the question. Any insurance coverage on it? Because you did mention silver sneakers there.
Well, we don't do actually silver sneakers classes. It's that type of class where you do some strengthening, you use bands, things like that. One of my teachers is silver sneakers certified, but she does not teach silver sneakers.
Oh, I see. Okay. So basically, this is an all cash deal between you and the patient.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then tell me a little bit about your patient population. Do you have some demographic information on who's joining?
Yeah, we have most of the English-speaking world. We seem to have a representative from England and Canada, Australia. We have Portuguese. We have Tel Aviv. Probably the target age is probably 72 female. That seems to be kind of the target for Eldergym. When I design classes, I kind of design them for, that's kind of my target market. It spreads out from there, but whenever you sell something, you want to know who is going to buy it. So I made Eldergym for an inactive 72-year-old senior, female or male.
And what is your split on male female right now? Is it that a current number?
It's predominantly female. I would say probably 8 to 2 female.
Uh-huh. On the female. And then how many people watch at any given time? Like when you're doing, do you get a bigger audience when you're doing live? Do you have the ability to count how many people came to a recorded session?
So the live streams are recorded, and the members know that. So they'll only attend it live if they want to ask questions. But I can have up to probably 10 people live.
Mm-hmm.
The software that I use allows up to 10 people to be live on the screen. So it's not a Zoom. I use a different software for my live events, but they're all recorded. So it depends when I'll usually have one at 9 in the morning or at 5, so that I can catch people in different parts of the world.
Sure.
The 9 a.m. one, I can catch Europe, and the 5, I think I can catch Australia.
Got it.
So
fascinating.
But they're all recorded, so you don't really need to be there unless you want to ask a question live, or and the videos have a chat room, so the members will chat with one another while we're chatting live too. So,
do you have any evidence that there's chat back and forth between like-minded individuals, or is it mostly two-way with you? You know, you're doing kind of a takeoff on the whole group therapy idea, and that's in person that happens.
Yeah, there's a lot of therapy, a lot of group therapy in our membership site. It's kind of like a club. So the members chat with one another. They, when they have physical challenges, as you know, when you're a senior, every week you can have a physical challenge. So they air their challenges, and it's all enclosed. Nothing goes out to the real world. So it's a safe, enclosed community, and we give each other encouragement to continue. And I have subgroups. So we have like an England subgroup, a Canada subgroup with chat rooms, so members can go chat with one another from their area. It in my opinion, and I've been on the internet for a long time, and there are other sites that have exercise and memberships, but I think the Eldergym Academy, it's the most, I think the most purposely formed for seniors, with a lot of variety, with balance, Tai Chi, cardio, strengthening, flexibility. So we have so much stuff. Plus, every week I'll record a 10-minute, what I call a quick win. So I actually have 2 quick wins on shoulder pulleys, and I did use one of your shoulder pulleys for my shoulder quick win. And so these, I'll just do a short 10-minute, we call it quick wins because it's something that is an actionable video that you can just take. I do it on carpal tunnel, knee, balance, just little tidbits, taking your blood pressure. And I probably have 150 of them up there by now. I do one a week. And I do have two shoulder pulley quick wins on there. So we have that kind of educational information too, because I'm a physical therapist. I put educational stuff up there too. So it's, I think it's pretty amazing. And I wish I had more time to devote to it, but.
I think you're on the cutting edge here. I mean, that seems perhaps a little ridiculous since you started in 2006, but anything change about Eldergym during the pandemic? Did you see people that had been going in person to gyms move into Eldergym?
Yeah, I've had several members who joined and said that they didn't want to go to their gym because of the pandemic. Yeah. And initially I said, well, they'll probably come during the pandemic, and then when the pandemic's over, they'll go back to their gym. But the pandemic has been such an ongoing process that a lot of them have hung around. Yeah. Because they find that they have 24/7 access to all these videos, all this information. And I'm on there every morning and night, or during my day off, I'll be on there all day to answer any questions. So they they get a physical therapist and they get all these exercises. And, I go back to the gym. And
Wow.
we have a community, and it's interesting. A lot of members have said, even though I go to the gym, I didn't have the a community where I could chat about myself and my challenges and my struggles, but they can in the academy. So there's a little mental help in here too.
Yeah, yeah. And interesting that you bring that up, because I've had in a completely separate environment, surprised to learn when interviewing physical therapists who are working with video game players that one of the byproducts is they've developed a community and they have a better mental health situation than people that were isolated and not doing any interaction. So they're playing these games and but talking to team members around the world, much like you're doing, and it's been had better mental health results. Do you
Absolutely, yeah.
introduce any outcome measures for people to say how you're doing with your shoulder? Is it basically a pain measurement, or do you advocate for any other kind of ways to test, say, range of motion?
For the academy,
For the academy, yes.
the academy, I have an onboarding process, and I haven't fully developed any measures. Initially, I had a couple. I had it timed up and go which is kind of a general mobility assessment,
Mm-hmm.
and the members can. I have a little video on how to do that. Every month you can do that, and just to see your progress, because the academy is general. It's kind of when I describe it, I say we're nothing specific here. We want you to be generally well and generally healthy, generally strong. So we don't have any real specific areas. We cover balance, strength, endurance, and flexibility. As for seniors. So in terms of outcome measures, I don't really have anything other than my timed up and go, which is a general function. How fast can you stand, walk 10 feet, come back and sit down, which is kind of a general good idea of how you're doing.
Now, I'm not a therapist. Is a timed up and go one of a routine assessment that you might see in anybody that had a specialty in elder care?
Yeah, the timed up and go gives you a really good idea of the mobility level of a senior.
Mm-hmm.
So you're sitting in a chair, you have a cone either 8 feet or 10 feet away, depending on your test. The senior has to stand when we say go, and we time them, walk around the cone, come back and sit down. And anything under 13 seconds is pretty good. If you're over 13 seconds, you have some mobility issues.
Very interesting. Kind of a very rudimentary, but probably help you separate who you're dealing with fairly quickly.
Yeah, because on the internet, I can't really be there. So there's a disclaimer when you sign up, because you have to agree to my terms of service. And one of them is that I'm licensed in the state of Arizona, and except for a brief period of time during the pandemic, I wasn't really allowed to evaluate anybody online. I have to be there personally with the person. But I think there was a short period of time during the pandemic when they got rid of that rule. So I really can't be with you in the video, through the screen. Some doctors do telehealth, and they can do that. And we have telehealth in our hospital, in the rooms. The doctor can come on and look, and the nurse can check them out, and the doctor can make recommendations. But physical therapy, we can't, except under limited conditions. So it's hard for me to do a physical assessment of how you're doing month to month. Mm-hmm. So the timed up and go is very easy. You can do it yourself, and gives you a good idea of how you're progressing.
Well, that leads us to talk about what you think the future looks like for kind of offerings like Eldergym. I think it feels to me like you're onto something. And with the use of the internet, we may be more hampered by regulation than we are by actual functionality or usefulness. It seems to me like a broader and broader group of people are getting accustomed to doing things online that perhaps in the past we wouldn't have. Where do you see it going?
It's definitely getting bigger. Well, I started this in 2006 with a very rudimentary website that I actually coded and uploaded myself, believe it or not. And I've evolved to where I am now, where I have some pretty amazing functionality with my website. But since I've been on the internet since 2006, it's pretty much exploded, especially since the pandemic. YouTube is just filled with exercising people. It's like it has a little instructional exercise program show. So the competition is way up from when I first started. My original Eldergym actually probably had its heyday, I would say, around 2011 and 12, 13. And then the competition kind of exploded. And, the visits came down just because there's so much more competition. But for a while there, I was kind of one of the only ones on the internet. So I was like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. It's me. But now there's just so much competition. And there are others doing fitness membership sites. There's hundreds of fitness membership sites out there now, probably thousands. Not too many for seniors. And I've looked at them, and I really feel that mine is just head and shoulders above all the rest. I have to say so myself, just because of the instructors, because I'm a physical therapist, because I do educational stuff. We have a community, and it's fairly well organized in one little. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on your tablet or a computer. Anywhere you can take it. I have members that take their tablet, and when they're on vacation, and they can still join us and do exercises. So it kind of is the future, is exercising online. Certainly it's nice to be in a gym, and that would be my preference, is to teach people live. But I have so many students now, it'd be hard to get them all into one room.
Yes, it would. Well, but to have access to a licensed physical therapist for $10, $15, or $20 a month is, that's priceless.
Really good deal.
Yeah, that's a really good deal, and probably worth 3 times that much at least, or more.
Yeah. So, probably in the future, I'll probably just devote my time to the academy, but I still have a regular job, and but I'm able to put quite a bit of time into the academy, adding new stuff. As I say, it's been open for about 3 years now. The academy has, and I'm probably averaging like 200 videos a year just for the academy. So we're adding a lot of content. So.
Well, I did a little math here. You must be 65 years old.
Yes, I have a Medicare card.
Yeah. How was that? That was a confusing transition, I'll tell you, even for somebody in healthcare.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When your managers say, "Are you retiring?"
Yeah. So what do you think? Is this going to be something you do when you wind down your career? Will you keep Eldergym going? Because God knows we need it.
Yeah, I think generally physical therapists, kind of probably the oldest I've seen working is about 70. Then it gets kind of harder to work after 70. You still can, but it's you're doing a lot of walking, a lot of manual stuff. So I probably have another 5 years left of physical therapy. And the academy, I have it humming along pretty good after building it up for 3 years. So that's doing pretty good.
That's
so yeah, probably after I'm 70, I'll devote more time to the academy.
Well, let me be one of probably many to congratulate you, Doug. And why don't we go over your link again, how people can find you?
Yeah, just go to eldergym.com, and there I am.
Well, it sounds like our therapist friends can go there for inspiration, and our senior citizen friends can go there and stay on top of their fitness situation. Thank you very much for joining us today. Is there
You're
anything
welcome.
you'd like to add anything before we close?
Well, since you're the shoulder pulley guy, I should put a plug in for shoulder pulleys. I do have 2 educational videos in the Academy on shoulder pulleys. And in fact, I'm pretty sure it is your pulley. Where is it? Yes, I see it over there. It is your pulley that I used for the demonstration. And I really, as seniors get older, the 2 big problems that I knew about, but I didn't really fully bring it to mind since I started the website is knees and shoulders. So I'm thinking now of putting a little bit more, not disclaimer, but like this exercise routine is knee and shoulder friendly, or this exercise routine is knee friendly or shoulder friendly, because through a lot of the community interaction that we get on the site, they'll say, wow, my knees just started hurting or my shoulders started hurting. So I'm much more aware of shoulders and knees. And for shoulders, I'm really recommending all the members get a shoulder pulley. And I'm pretty sure I have a link for the RangeMaster on the website. Even if you think you might have shoulder problems, just do it every day, 5 minutes a day, just for range of motion and pain. If that's all you do it for, that'd be perfect. So I really recommend just everybody getting a shoulder pulley, because you're 65, you're 70, and your shoulders are just not what they used to be. And I think it's a kind of a preventative, just to keep your shoulders loose. Even if you don't have a specific shoulder problem, I think it's a great idea to do 5 minutes every day.
Yeah, thank you for that. I think people ask me, and what is it about a shoulder pulley? And I have to say, there's no miracle in the pulley itself. It is that routine motion, moving in a pain-free range so you don't get the beginning of a frozen shoulder, so that you do promote blood circulation and synovial fluid distribution in the joint. One of the good things and bad things that's going on is we're outliving our joints. And if we don't keep them moving, they're going to seize up on us a little bit. And so the miracle is in the reminder to move systematically as we're passing through these older years. So thank you very much, Doug. It was a pleasure having you on, and I hope our visitors will go over and visit your site and recommend it to their patients.
All right, thanks a lot, Bob. And it's been a pleasure.
All right, bye-bye now.